Hi everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new CNN poll that just came out the other day here, and it's by CNN via telephone by SSRS, an independent research company. Interviews were conducted from June to the 5th, and it's releasing at June 8th at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. And just before we get into this, I'm just going to say this is an absolute disaster of a poll for Donald Trump right now. This is the top line, yes, no, approval, disapproval here. 57% disapproval, 38% approval. So you can see there's sort of been an increasing amount of disapproval here and a decreasing amount of approval. This is a very concerning number. You cannot win the election if 57% disapproval rate. That's very concerning. 5% no opinion. Moving on. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling race relations? 31% approve, 63% disapprove there. How enthusiastic would you say you're voting for president this year? A lot of people are very, very extremely enthusiastic. Less people who are not as enthusiastic, so that's not very surprising to me. Yep, that's just continued there. What's the most important issue here? The economy, 40% healthcare, 39%, coronavirus, 31%, race relations, 42%. Moving on, each of the different issues there and how important they are. Alright, this is the top line Biden-Trump number. 55 to 41. This is a disaster for Donald Trump. Losing by 14 points in June of the election year. I mean, unless Trump can really turn things around, Joe Biden's going to be the presumptive president come January 2021. And then there's 53-43. So the CNN poll has always been quite favorable to Biden, but 55-41, that's not good at all. Is that a vote more for Biden or a vote against Trump? A lot of Biden voters are just voting against Trump, whereas the Trump voters are more voting for Trump than voting against Biden. Moving on, now I'm going to mention a few issues, and for each one, please tell me if you think Biden or Trump would better handle that issue. So the economy right now, 46-51, Trump leading in the economy. Coronavirus, 55-41, Joe Biden leading. Race relations, 63-31, and leading the nation in times of a crisis, 55-41. So a lot of those, Biden is actually leading in a lot of those. Moving on right now, have you ever been afraid your life was in danger because of your racial or ethnic background? So 25%. What's this? Afraid? Wow, that's quite interesting. So if we continue on here, this one is very, very interesting. Take a look at this. In general, do you think the violent protests have been justified or unjustified? 27% say justified, 69% say unjustified. And then in terms of Trump's response, 65% more harmful. And do you think it would be appropriate for the president to deploy the military? 60% say that would be inappropriate, and then there's just stuff on the methodology of that. But here's the thing, the top line number here, if we go back up, 55-41 is the Trump-Biden horse race, and that is very, very bad. Now, it is important to note that this CNN poll here, plus 14, this is an outlier, alright? This is definitely an outlier. No other polls have it even by plus 11. However, the fact that this poll even made it in just shows how bad it is for Trump right now. He has not led in a single national poll since February, alright? And that was quite a long time ago. And so that's really, really not very good for Donald Trump. And it's really concerning, and he needs to turn things around, and he needs to turn things around fast. And so, we'll see if he's able to do that. But at this point, and it's not just in the top line general election numbers. If you go to Arizona, Trump versus Biden, Biden leads in Arizona. If you go to Ohio, Biden leads in Ohio. If you go even to red states like Iowa, Biden's pretty close behind Trump. If you go to other states, let's say New Hampshire, New Hampshire, 48-43, that was going to be competitive, not anymore. In Minnesota, the Minnesota Trump versus Biden, Biden is leading in Minnesota. There's just so many states in one of the three most important states. Biden leads in Wisconsin. New poll has him +9 in Wisconsin. In Michigan, Joe Biden leads by about 8 points, and in Pennsylvania, Joe Biden also leads by about 3 points. This is bad for Donald Trump. There's no doubt about it. This is very, very concerning for him. And so all of these states, looking at Nevada, but Joe Biden is leading. Looking at some states in the South even, these work to be Republican strongholds, but Biden leading in Florida. Trump leading in Georgia, my bad. Georgia's probably one of the only states, in terms of the swing states, along with Iowa, that Trump is leading. But, and then in North Carolina as well. But if you take a look at our 2020 map, let's go ahead and clear that. USA presidential. Alright. If we go ahead and just real quick fill in these states here that we know are going to go to the Democrats either way, and once we fill in the swing states, you'll see that Trump is in trouble, and I'll go ahead and explain how he could win. But at this point, that's looking more and more unlikely at this point. I'm giving Texas to Trump, but actually there was a new poll in Texas that showed Biden wasn't too far behind. Texas right now, Trump +2.2. That is concerning, right? That's very concerning. And so let's just continue here, moving along. Alright, I think that's it. Okay. Right, so let's go ahead and just, if all of the polling holds up, let's go ahead and put in who would win. So if all the polling holds up, as of right now, he's leading in Florida, is he leading in North Carolina? Let me just check. No, actually Trump is leading very narrowly in North Carolina. So yeah, Virginia goes to the Democrats. He's leading in Ohio, actually. He is leading in Ohio, right? Yep, he's leading in Ohio. That's one of the most concerning, actually. The fact that Biden's even competitive in Ohio, that's not good at all. Moving along here. So if all of the polling holds up right now, they also win Arizona as well. Georgia, North Carolina, Iowa, they would all go to the Republicans, and then we're still not sure about New Hampshire would go to the Democrats. We're still not sure about the 2 congressional districts, but if we just assume they went to the party who won them last time, then you'd be looking at a 336-202, which is not good at all for the Republicans. So what would it take? What are the states where Biden is leading by the least amount of margin, right? So what are the states where he's leading by the least amount? Well, I think Ohio would be a good place to start off in. Ohio, he's only leading by about 1%. So if we say Ohio goes to the Republicans, then you're getting there. The next state that would likely flip would be the state of Florida. Florida, he's leading by about 4 points. Let me check. Pennsylvania, actually Pennsylvania is actually closer. So Pennsylvania would go to the Republicans. Then Florida, and then you're at a 269 situation, and then you just need to get one more state, and the next state on the chopping block would most likely be I think Wisconsin or Arizona. I'm gonna pop in Wisconsin for now, and then you would get to that situation with a 279, 259, but this is quite unlikely at this point, to say the least. All these states, Biden is leading in the polls, a lot of them by quite large margins, and that's very concerning. So what's Biden's path to victory? How many states can he lose? Well, pretty much he can lose Florida, he can lose Ohio, he can lose Pennsylvania. Then you're at a 269, 269, and then all Biden needs to do is either have Nebraska 2nd District or Maine 2nd District, and then he wins, right? But that doesn't give much margin for error. That would be 270, 268. So maybe if I were advising the Biden campaign, I would say just go all in on Nebraska 2, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. If I were them, I would, not go after Florida. I wouldn't go after Georgia. I wouldn't go after North Carolina. I wouldn't go after Ohio, because then you're splitting resources, and these states are much easier to win. The Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania are easier to win than the Floridas of the world and the Ohios of the world. So yeah, I guess that's it. But Trump, he needs to find a new strategy, and he needs to find one very, very quickly, because right now at this point, it looks like he's going to go down in a landslide fashion. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you and good night.